right, welcome back at Titi's House Podcast, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great weekend and wrapping up a great weekend, right? Because tomorrow this podcast will drop at 6.
Next Monday. We just dropped last Monday. We dropped.
Oh, so this is next Monday?
Yeah,
okay.
every other Monday.
So Monday, this podcast will be dropping on Monday. The date is the 30th.
Yep.
Okay, the 30th.
Yes, ma'am.
Man, when I tell you, I posted a video. I got to go back to this video. So I posted a video. I'm talking about ageism today because I didn't realize how women perceive getting older, the perception of women, or even the men's perspective of women getting older, right? So I posted part of the podcast when I said men, I had to eat my words, by the way. Men after 50 just don't take care of themselves. Remember I said that on the podcast? Well, I had to eat my words. And
because they posted pictures.
Man, when I tell you, I'm going to tell you how many that post. Let me see all the 50 and older fine men in my comments. Drop a pic. 7,923 views.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Man,
and I'm going to say probably comments.
I just want to get the fellas.
161 comments.
It's fire.
Yo.
I didn't even know it was going crazy.
Fellas showed up and showed out. Now, as far as the ladies, what was you going to say?
I was about to say, now you got to do the other version.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I did. And I'm so disappointed.
Damn.
I am so disappointed in the women, because women are usually like taking pics and
More
selfies.
pictures than men
More
usually.
pictures than men, and they're posting them. But is it because I feel like it has to do with ageism? You know, the transparency of women wanting not to reveal their age after 50. I feel like that's why I want to talk about aging and ageism and being age transparent, because I feel like I don't see anything wrong with it. Even I posted it on my Facebook, and I think I only had 2 women put up a picture.
Dang, and hundreds
Which
of
to
men.
me is kind of disappointing, because as a woman that embraces age, because I feel like we need to embrace aging. I didn't know that it was such a negative context to aging for women.
How old are you?
I'm 50. I'm gonna be 54.
Okay, look, I thought she was
I ain't afraid.
I'm 51 still.
Listen,
She was 51 for like 4 years.
man, and I must continue to be 50 and fine until I hit 60 and fine. Okay, I got to think of a word for after I hit 60. But I felt like a lot of women. Is it because we're afraid, or is it because people put value on age? What do you think about that? Because you're a lot younger.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of women. This is gonna sound crazy, and I'll take the shots for it.
Okay, because you're going to pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. They don't. Not when I say a lot, I'm gonna say it's a lot more women who don't take care of a lot more people who don't take care of themselves after a certain age and lose themselves, and then they, you're kind of an anomaly to,
Really?
take care of yourself, still be working out every day,
Okay.
eating healthy,
I feel like that too. I feel like there's the women, but I see so many women that look good over 50. Like they're in the gym, they're eating healthy, they're exercising, they're doing yoga, they're doing Pilates, to stay flexible. These are things that are very important as you age. And I don't see nothing wrong with aging. Like, I don't know. I had a friend of mine, which I love dearly. I ain't going to mention your name, but was like, oh, I can't post my picture on that. You said 50 and older. Like, I can't let people know
age,
I'm 50 and older. And I was just like, what? Why not? You look amazing for 50, 52. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being 52. So that's why I want to talk about, I feel like as men and women get older, men become more valuable and women become less valuable.
Remember, I've been telling you that, though. It's not even that. It's just men take longer to hit their prime. Women are in their prime 18, 19, 20, all their 20s, 30s. Men still trying to figure out life till 45, and then we just hit.
Then when they get 45, and then they start having families, they become more valuable. Yeah. And I think that's messed up because from everything that I've read about women and aging, it's like women lose their value when they can't have children anymore.
Is that what it is?
That's what I mean. They were like 35 to 40. Women begin to lose their value because they no longer can bear children. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's women having children in their 50s.
Yeah, and I don't think children is what make you valuable. And to be honest, you're more valuable if you don't have children.
Really? You think so?
I'm just saying.
I think so too.
I look for women who don't have children when I'm looking to.
Is it because you want to? Like, what age group do you date? Do you think? Okay, tell your age.
36.
36. And what age group do you normally age?
Date?
Yeah, I mean. Date, I'm sorry.
18 and above.
What the heck? Never mind. You're not.
No, I'm just playing.
Oh, I'm about to say like
everything over 26.
Okay, so you 26 to your age. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. I feel like men always go for younger. Anyways, I wasn't going to be surprised if you did say what you said, but that's a lot younger. That's almost 10 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, about 10 years younger. So I posed the questions to some of the fellas that I know, and I was like, when do you think a woman becomes less valuable? And they was like, at 40, of course, because they can't, they're older and the risk of having children is a lot older, especially because men, like you say, become established later on in life. They're looking for women to get married and bear children with. So they're always looking for someone under the age of 40. And they feel like at 40 that women are no longer valuable. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I guess because I'm not pressed to have children, that's not something that I look at as. I think it's when you stop taking care of yourself. Because there's some women that's 65, 70 that I be seeing on Instagram working out
amazing.
6 packs. Yeah.
I'm trying to be like that. Yeah. Sexy. I'm serious. I'm trying to be sexy. I don't care. I'm going to tell you what I tell my girlfriends. If at the age of 55 to 60, it's time to get a facelift, baby, you best believe I'm getting one. I'm getting a facelift. I don't care. Because for me, I want to look great for as long as I can look great.
Yeah.
And I feel like I come from great genes.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with looking 10 years younger? I feel like a lot of times when someone asks me my age and I do tell them, you know what they say? Oh, you look great for your age. And why does it have to be you look great for your age? You know what I'm saying? Why can't it just be I look great? Or when somebody guesses my age, they're normally saying 36, 37, 38. And I'm like, nowhere near it, but thank you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the only reason that men lose their value slower than women, and I'm just going to say this to you men, the only reason y'all lose your value slower is because women don't really go for looks. That's why. Women don't go for looks. Women are...
Y'all go for pockets.
Hello, big pockets, rockets in the pockets. We want to see some. We want to see some. I mean, because usually men by that time are more established and they're doing good in their lives, right? So and women don't naturally go for looks, really. I don't think we do. There might be some women that do. Maybe I'm wrong. No. I'm saying I don't go for looks, and I think that most of my girlfriends that I talk to, they go more for character. Now, when I was married. I think back then I was looking more for stability because I'm raising a family and I wanted my husband to be financially stable. But hey, I mean, that took time to get there. You know what I'm saying? I think what you look for in your 20s, you don't look for the same things after 50. I'm going to say after 45, you're not really looking for the same things. You're looking for character, things that don't change. Looks can change over time, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Character a person's character flaws and their strengths is something that's going to be with them from the beginning.
Yeah, I've heard some fine shorties say that they've dated some ugly guys. You know, so
I don't mind dating ugly. I really don't. I don't. I'd rather you be ugly because I feel like ugly men treat women better. I don't know. I feel like ugly men know, like,
What's ugly on a scale of 1 to 10? Like what?
maybe like a 5. Is that ugly on a scale? All right, you laughing. I'm being serious. I'm like, is 5 ugly?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
To my
Well,
followers,
ask your
is 5
followers,
ugly? Because I'm thinking 5 is, I don't know. I think like 5 is like average. I've
Yeah,
never went for
median,
like
yeah.
the super sexy, super good looking. I've just never been that kind of girl. I really do like men that are not that attractive. And I mean that in the kindest way.
Yeah.
I don't go for looks. I go for character. What can you bring to the table that I might lack? I need somebody who can complete me because I have weaknesses, right? And you want somebody with the strengths to complete your weaknesses. I feel like that's more important to me. Character. Character, is the biggest thing for me.
What are some of your weaknesses?
I think some of my weaknesses is that I tend to overreact. I think I'm an overreactor. I'm also a person that is very hyper vigilant. I think that I'm always looking. My brain is constantly going. Like if I see a sign of something, I might take it to the next level and the next level. I don't know how to calm myself because I do have anxiety. That's another weakness. I have anxiety. So my anxiety gets the best of me sometimes too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really have to know what your weaknesses are so that the person that you're with can kind of complete you. That's what I think anyway. I do feel like women are the reason men do hold their value much longer. Like I said, we don't really go for looks. Now some of my girlfriends are like, if I'm not attracted to them, I don't want to be with them. I don't feel like attraction is the most important. I think that attraction comes over time, over getting to know somebody. Like I might not be attracted to someone because maybe they're not the size that I normally would, date.
Yeah.
Because when I date a guy, I do look at, like, is he in the gym? Okay, you can change a person not being in the gym and being a little bit overweight. I just be like, all right, I'm about to put your butt on a diet and you're about to eat healthier. Because a lot of men, over 50, they might be divorced, living on their own. They're like on the, in the streets, probably working, not coming home, cooking. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some men that do that, are taking care of themselves and they're cooking for themselves. They're meal prepping. Like, just depends on the caliber of the person, right? Another reason men are said to have more value than women is because they say they have wisdom.
Wisdom.
What do you think about that? Because why do they say men have more wisdom than women?
That's what I was about to ask. What?
I don't know. It's just like they say men have their experiences, their wisdom, and then their personal growth make them more valuable. And it's maybe because, like what you said, it comes on later in life as opposed to women mature earlier than men. Right? What do you think about that?
Age brings on wisdom, but there could be people in the same age. Life experience is what brings on wisdom to me.
I think so too.
So, no matter the gender,
So ladies, stop saying you're not gonna date a man that has gray hair or salt and pepper. He got wisdom. He's been through some stuff. That's why he's grayed out, right? Those are the experiences that cause you to have gray hair. I feel like people get gray hair because of stress and the experiences that they go through. But that is a man's inherent value, is what they're saying. Men have inherent value because of the wisdom and their experiences and their own personal growth as they mature.
Yeah.
Which I would think women do too, because what we desire in our 20s is not what we desire in our 30s, our 40s, and our 50s. And to be honest, what I would have put up with in my 40s, I definitely ain't doing in my 50s. I ain't taking care of no man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to invest in your growth. I feel like I'm at a place where I need a man that's already grown and to come in and just be the leader that I need. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I feel like I'm less flexible at this age.
Like
I
as
am
far as
definitely less flexible.
what kind of flexible are you talking about?
No, not that flexible. I am definitely flexible, y'all.
I'm clearing it up for your followers.
Yeah, I'm flexible because I work out, but I'm less flexible as far as what
you'll deal with,
what I'll deal with at this age. You know what I'm saying? Kason, why are you starting stuff? It's funny because who was saying to me the other day, and this is a little off topic, but I thought it's appropriate. Keisha was like, the stuff y'all be talking about sometimes, and then you're talking about it with your son. My son is my producer, because people ask me all the time. I was like, we're almost the same age.
Yeah, exactly.
I had you so young, I feel like we're friends too. We can talk about stuff like this. So, you know, I feel like I was saying, I'm less flexible to deal with certain things that I would have naturally dealt with. Like, I dealt with a little bit of cheating when I was married because I felt like, I don't know if it was just, I was just, had more patience back then maybe. And I felt like my family was more important than myself. So I put my family before me. But as I got older, I was like, all right, y'all were graduating from high school. Like you graduated, then Sin graduated. And then I only had Zaul, who was like 5. I was like, oh, I'm not willing to, I ain't dealing with this no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving too much of, you can't give somebody your youth, you know what I'm saying? And then be trying to start over at 50 and 60 years old.
Do you think that if like open relationships and stuff was a thing back then and he was honest and came to you?
I probably would have been with it.
Think that you
oh man, I am okay with being in a polyamorous relationship. I can't find nobody to do it.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I want a sister wife.
Look, you about to find them on the
Man,
internet.
baby, I'm looking for a sister wife. Okay, I'm looking for a partner as well, but I'm looking for a sister wife. Like I'm okay with that because I feel like at 50, I don't care who you're sleeping with. I'd rather you sleep with the same woman every night.
Bringing something else
instead of bringing someone else, you know what I'm saying? And having somebody, other people. Let's just have one woman. Mm-hmm. Let's be together as a couple, and we just grow from there. Let's open some. That's what I'm looking for.
That's what honesty do.
Man, that's what honesty. Now I'm gonna say this because what have I been that way in my 20s and 30s? No, I was a little bit more selfish. But now I ain't selfish. You can have him on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll see him on Saturdays and Sundays. Like, really, at this point, I'm at an age where I'm more accepting of things than I was before. I'm okay with polyamorous. I really am. I am okay with that. So, if you're out there, come find me. So, anyways, I feel like, women are willing, like, just be transparent.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain age, it's like, but also would my partner be open to a polyamorous relationship with 2 men and a woman?
It gotta go both
ways. Can
ways.
it be three's company?
Yeah. It has to be for it to be fair. That's what I believe,
I think so too. You gotta be open to, it takes the pressure off of you too.
Yeah.
Like seriously, the pressure of I don't mind having a sister wife. I'm open to the idea. Really, I am. At this age, I'm okay.
Is that in your dating profile? Did you put that open to polyamory?
I did.
Okay.
I did. But the funny thing is that, you guys, I did do that. But let me just say this. The women are really not open to having the man. They just want to have a lesbian relationship. Yeah. And I don't want to be with the woman.
Just the woman.
I just want the woman to come in and be with us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like women like that. I think women are beautiful, but I don't think I would want to sleep with a woman. There's things I don't want to do to a woman.
Okay. She said, I ain't trying to do the work.
I ain't trying to do none of that.
To keep her.
No, I ain't trying to do that. So a lot of the women, like, I was like, are you open to a polyamorous relationship? And they're like, I want to be with you, but I don't want to be with him. And I was like, oh. And then there's some women that be like, oh, okay, not bad looking. I wouldn't mind being with the both of y'all. Mm-hmm. But that's like, I don't know. I'm just going to say I'm open to it. I really am, because I feel like at this age, man, men are going to cheat anyway. And if he's going to cheat, I'm open to one person. Mm-hmm. Like, don't be up in here trying to invite 2 and 3 and 4 people, because you can't take care of one.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And you out here trying to take care of 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm just saying, be transparent, be realistic, because people are not realistic when it comes to stuff like that. I think as women, I feel like we need to embrace aging and ageism, because I feel like if we don't embrace it, how do we expect other people to embrace it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Here we are afraid to tell somebody I'm 50. I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. Since I'm 50 and fucking fine. That's what I say, 50 and fine. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying that since 50. When I hit my 60s, I'm going to have to find something.
Nice little slogan.
Exactly. But we need to embrace it, because, you know, the reality is that I'm going to say what I don't like is a lot of cosmetic procedures are geared towards women. They're on the forefront for women. It's like, why can't we just be beautiful and accept gray hair? You know, your hair is turning gray. You know, your hair is thinning. Your skin is not the same. Like, why is it that most of all the cosmetic procedures are geared towards women? Do you feel that way? Because I do feel like that.
I feel like they are, but I think men do it as well. Because just even think about like how Diddy currently, he's in courtroom, hair gray as I don't know what. That's just because he ain't able to dye his stuff.
And that's stress.
Yeah, all that. Like,
yo, and that ain't even, we don't even know if Diddy was coloring his hair.
Yeah.
But at this point, Diddy is gray as oh my God.
Yeah, so, but even
that's
like
stress.
During COVID, a lot of people were saying that they weren't, hey, I ain't been dyeing my beard. We ain't been, you know.
Yeah, people weren't cutting their hairs.
Yeah, so
None
you
of
can
that.
see like a lot of people's stuff was growing in gray. I remember, I think Kevin Hart had mentioned it in one of his stand-ups or something, you know. So I think men do it to a certain extent, but just not like all the surgeries and stuff, more so the dyeing of the hair and trying to look young in that type of way.
Right. I think so too. But I feel like they target women more with the hair dyes. Oh, this is beautiful if you color your hair. Yeah. If it's getting gray, or if you got wrinkles, go buy this cream.
Yeah, because y'all cared about that type of stuff your whole life, though.
But that's because we're not embracing our superpower.
Yeah.
Getting older is your superpower, ladies. Like, it's so much that as women we don't embrace. We need to embrace. I feel like with age, I've become more confident. You know what I'm saying? I was less confident, and I had a degree, but I was less confident. I didn't feel confident sometimes in going into a job and doing my job. I didn't feel the confidence that I feel today. I'm more confident as a woman as I matured. And I think that comes with maturity. Do you think that men are the same? Do they become more confident?
For sure.
You think so?
Yeah, I've become more confident even in the last 4 years, you know. Can't wait till I'm 40 something, you know.
Really? Okay. And I feel like women become more confident in the bedroom as they get older. Like women, really, their sexual peak begins like at 40.
Yeah, they say like after menopause or whatever.
Right. It's just like, so I feel like I'm more confident now. I was less confident in trying things in the bedroom when I was in my younger years as I am now. I'm more open to trying other
voice crack.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with trying a little bit more. I think because men are more, maybe, I think it's because I date younger men and I think that they're more into other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about the older guys. What are y'all doing? Are the older men over 50 doing the same thing as these young men?
Yeah, ask your followers.
Yo, to my followers, are you men over 50 doing the same things in the bedroom as the 40-year-olds? I just, inquiring minds want to know, because I feel like men lose their sexual ability as they age, where women become more sexual as they age. That's why we're cougars. My God, I don't like being a cougar. I really don't. Because that's the first thing somebody wants to say is, oh, because the person is younger. Oh, you a cougar. No, he ain't 10 years younger than me.
Is that the age?
That's what the age group is, I think, for a cougar is 10 years younger. A man has to be 10 years younger for the woman to be a cougar. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you think? I feel like that's why I feel like the men our age lose their sexual stamina
Yeah, back
And
on-
the women women that look young go to dating younger men.
Nah, you're probably right, but they just need to be comfortable with going to get some Viagra or Cialis or Blue Chew.
I feel like I'm just going to say, like, after like 45, I felt more confident. Like I said, I felt like I found myself in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really found, maybe because I was coming out of a marriage in my late 30s, but in my 40s, I felt like I found myself, who I really was, what I really wanted. But it took the first relationship out of being married for me to really realize who I was, and I became more confident. You know, and that person that I dated was younger than me, like 9 years younger than I was. I feel like up until that point, I was like behind a mask and I wasn't really myself. Like I felt like my personality, although I felt like I was always outgoing, now I don't care and I just say whatever's on my mind. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I don't care about how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just now I'm just a different type of woman. But I felt like in my 20s and 30s, because I was married, I was someone's wife and I was representing that person.
You couldn't be outside.
I couldn't be outside. I mean, even though I did go out, your dad kind of went out too, and I kind of went out because you need to be able to be yourself outside of your marriage too, in your marriage and outside of your marriage. But when you're with somebody for that long, you really become who they expect you to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially when you're so young too, and it's like, oh, what is a family? And then it's not like you got to create. I mean, it's a little different. The internet kind of is a good thing and a bad thing in this way because you can see what families look like if you never have that around you.
Right.
You can see what an ideal family is supposed to look like.
Right.
You know, but then you're also just trying to figure it out. I could imagine when you're young like that, being married with 2 kids.
You couldn't do it. Because, imagine, I was your age and getting divorced. You know what I'm saying? I felt so liberated, though. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I felt like, oh my God, now I have the opportunity to be myself.
I want.
Not be Kason, Sean, and Zaul's mom, but be Delcy and who I really am as a person. You know what I'm saying? I've always kind of been this person, like I like to laugh. People say all the time, like you're so infectious because you like to laugh. You're always laughing and giggling and that kind of stuff. Because that's just who I am. That's my personality. But I felt liberated, like something was lifted off my shoulders because I'm like, I'm somebody's wife. And because of the position that he had in the military, very high-ranking officer in the military, like I had to behave and present myself a certain way.
I had to behave is crazy.
I really did. I had to behave and present myself a certain way in front of people. But that really wasn't who I was, and I felt so liberated because now you guys are. I mean, I had Zaul was 5 when I was going through the divorce stage. You know what I'm saying? I think I waited like till Zaul was like 9 or 10. But we separated when Zaul was 5. But I felt so liberated. Like, I felt like, oh my God, and with time, I would look in the mirror and be like, this is who I was supposed to be. Like, I've spent my time, and not saying that I didn't want to be a mom to you guys. I did want to be a mom. I chose that as opposed to choosing what I really wanted for myself. You know what I'm saying? We give up, mothers, man, we give up a lot. We give up a lot. You know what I'm saying? When we have finally settled down and have families and are raising children, we give up a lot of ourselves to make sure that our families are happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I felt so liberated. I began to reshape who I was as a woman, individual from being a mom, individual from being somebody's wife. And I really realized that, wow, I could have been partying like this in my 20s and 30s. I started doing that in my 40s. You know what I'm saying? So I'm late. I'm a late bloomer.
It's probably a way better time now, though, than even back then, I would imagine.
I'm going to say I don't know about that. Just because I would have rather dated in my 20s than to do that in now that I'm like 40s and 50s. You know what I'm saying? And trying to be out here as a mature woman trying to date. And a mature woman that doesn't look her age too, because I feel like a lot of times I attract the younger guys. And sometimes I'm just like, they're way too more advanced than I am. Like, I'm like, what? Like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And they're like, why not? And I'm like, because this is not we're just not on the same page sometimes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They still want to be in a club party. Now, unless I find a guy that is young, but that is, not an outside party guy. The last guy I dated wanted to be in a strip club every night. Boy, I'm old. I got to get up to go to a corporate job in the morning. Like, I can't do this with you 5 days a week. I'm talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By the time Saturday came, I'm tired. You're going to make me look old way before my time. I did not want that for myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what people do in their 30s, early 30s, right?
You hanging out in the wrong spot.
Man, I was hanging out Magic City, the Blue Flame. Like, I needed to stay my butt home.
Yeah,
that's where I need to be.
Go to the tennis court.
I'm playing tennis now.
Go to tennis court, or
I'm actually playing tennis now. That's funny, man.
Go to
me and Tiffany.
The golf. What's that? What's that place where they play golf at? Like the the golf house thing.
Oh, I don't know. Where is that at? I need
just
to go
like
there.
The golf club. Become a member of a golf club.
Oh yeah, to become a member of the golf leagues that they have.
Stuff,
yeah, that's what my boss told me too.
Yeah.
He was like, become a member of the golf league. I'm beginners, so I'm trying to get my beginners better.
Uh-huh.
So we've been practicing so we can join. But those are the things that I enjoy doing that I didn't get to do. Like, I was always in the gym working out, or my neighbors would see me running 5 miles around the neighborhood or stuff like that. That's the things that I did. But now I'm open now to being more explorative when it comes to like working out, joining different groups to work out with, finding different ways to be around people, in my age group that want to hang out and do different things. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I don't know. It's so funny because I feel like a lot of times as I'm out, like when we're out in different places, I ain't gonna say where we out, but we're in different places. Like a lot of the men that appear to be 50 and older, I feel like a lot of times they don't even realize that the women that they speak to are the same age as them. They really don't. I had a guy say to me not too long ago, we were somewhere, and he was like, I'm 53. And I was like, and I am too. And he was like, what? I thought you were like 36. And I was like, no, I'm not. And it was just so funny because he probably dates younger women because he's an older guy, got a little bit of change, can pull younger women. Because I think younger women look for older men that are able to support them.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, and it's funny because women lie about their age when they're young to appear older, and then as they get older, they start to lie about their age to appear younger.
Oh,
why is that?
Okay, so let's talk about that because I felt like when I was 15, I would lie to the
boy.
I would tell the boys 18 that I was 17 about to turn 18, but I was really 14.
Yeah, see why?
Why do we do that? Why
know.
is it when we're younger we want to be older, but when we're older we say we're younger?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's like y'all never comfortable with your age, though.
Do boys do that?
No, not really.
I don't think men do that.
No.
I think women do. It's funny because
something that y'all deal with like your whole lives. It sounds
ageism.
Like, yeah.
And being able to do certain things. Why is it that our age has to do with our value? Age is equivalent to value. I don't understand that. Because even as a young girl, like the boys that were 17, 18 wouldn't talk to somebody 14.
Yeah.
They'd be like, hell no, that's statutory rape.
That's what I say, because that's illegal.
Not that I was having sex back then, but I'm just saying, like, why is that? It has all to do with value. Even now, as a mature woman, like the men will be like, oh, well, you lose value as you age. Why is that? I don't think that should be the case. I think that women become more confident. They're more secure in who they are. They're more successful as they age. Like, why would you see that aging as equals less value? There's no damn way. How are you equating this? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think it's really truly just because the mass. A lot of women don't look good after, to society standards based on the magazines and the stuff like that. That they don't be taking care.
But that's not true either, because the media is starting to improve and see women in a different light as they age. You know what I'm saying? I think so. NBC News had a piece that was titled "Aging is a Woman's Secret Power." Mm-hmm. The data proves it. Reported how happiness is U-shaped, high in our childhood, waning through early adulthood, and sharply increasing as we age. Mm. So not necessarily. I think that we need to, as women, I think it's our fault that we lose our value as we age, because you don't want to tell people what your age is. Mm. And a lot of times women used to say, don't you know it's not okay to ask a woman her age? Mm-hmm. Why not? We are putting the value on ourselves and creating the devaluing process for other people to devalue us, because we are the ones hiding behind a number. Let me tell you something. Age is nothing but a number. What if being born and being born wasn't equated by a year and a number? This is a government number
if we knew
that was given to you when you're born. Yeah. What if that number didn't exist?
Exactly.
How would you rate people based on who they are?
Exactly.
Would you base them off of where they are in life? How much money they make? That's what you should be basing things off anyway when you're dating somebody. Not how old they are, but what can you bring to the damn table? I just don't get it. So we created this number system. Let me tell you something. I ain't about to let nobody. That's why I say 50 and fabulous. You don't need to know how old I am. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I feel like it's a number. You can die tomorrow and that number means nothing. Mm-hmm. Understand what I'm saying? It's when you came into this world, but if they didn't put a number on you, guess what? You would just be out here living till you die. You just live until you die. So why do we allow the government to put a number on us? No, you're true. Carrying a number on your back.
That is true, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never thought about the whole age thing just being government provided.
It's a government provided existence.
Just the whole numerical
system. To who you are. The numerical system.
Time, all of this.
Time, your social security number, your date of birth, the day you get your driver's license. Like, all of that stuff is numerical. Yeah. Does it really matter? There's a lot of people that die at 10 years old, 1 year old, 20 years old, 26 years old. Like, the number has nothing to do with it. So why do we so heavily base our preferences on age and how we look on age? Why? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't measure age. I measure my life existence by how I feel and how I look. So as long as I continue to feel good and look good, I don't care what anybody else thinks. Don't ask me my age, because I won't tell you, because there's no such thing as age. That's how I see it. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that? Because I feel like people intentionally, well, not really. I was going to say people intentionally ask you your age to hurt your feelings.
No, I don't think
I've had somebody say, first of all, I don't like being called a MILF. That's one thing. Because I've had people in my comments, like in my DM, saying MILF and this and that. And I'm like, yo, that is not cool. I don't like that.
She don't like being called a MILF.
I don't like that, because I feel like it makes the age taboo so much higher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, you're a MILF. I had this little dude on Facebook say that. And I was like, a MILF? What? the hell is that? And I looked it up and I was like,
Yeah.
I am not nobody's MILF, okay? I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real lady. I feel like I said, we should not be, I mean, it's numerical, y'all. It's not that important.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think so?
No.
As a man, what do you think?
No, age don't really matter. But, it does have something to do with maturity.
I think so too. I think as you age, you mature. That's about it. But there's a lot of people in their 50s that are not mature.
Yeah, especially if they didn't have children or didn't experience life or didn't have any struggles. That's what I would say more than anything. Didn't have any type of struggles.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that, we need to embrace, ladies, don't allow people to put a value on us because of our age. You know what I'm saying? I agree with some things. I had a friend tell me that after 35, she stopped counting. Mm-hmm. Why do I need to count? That's somebody else's numerical system. I feel how I feel and I look how I look.
Exactly.
And you guess. I agree with that in a sense too, but I feel like that creates the devaluing in a woman. Because, I don't think chronological age has to do with anything. People don't age chronologically. I don't feel like I'm aging chronologically.
Yeah, I feel like mine's going backwards.
Hey, I'm Benjamin Buttons. No, but seriously.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying, I feel like there's so many things that you can do to age gracefully. And I'm okay with that. Because I feel like people are against like Botox and fillers and getting facials and, creams. Listen, I've been wearing face cream since I was 15. And my mom introduced me to it. I've been wearing Estee Lauder, Clinique face soap since I was 15 years old. That's probably why I look a little younger. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I was introduced to that as a young girl, like you're washing your face regimen. And then as I matured and started wearing like foundation or makeup, that's a different whole washing your face, making sure that you're taking care and removing the dirt from your face, removing your makeup, moisturizing. Like I've been doing that since I was in my teens. Because I used to like to be in the sun a lot. Mm-hmm. And my mom would be like, stay out of the damn sun and make sure that you're moisturizing, wearing SPF, 30 plus to make sure that you're not burning your skin. Like your skin is the most vital organ.
Yeah.
As well as your brain and your spinal cord. Like your skin is 100% of your body. Mm-hmm. So you have to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you start early, it'll all end well for you. Mm-hmm. I posted something the other day where the lady said, oh my God, I don't remember the video and I don't think I saved it. Where it was like, as you age, your service engine light will come on. Mm-hmm. And I posted something like, it won't. If you eat right and exercise, your engine light will stay off.
Yep.
Like those are very important things because I think a lot of times we, don't embrace aging, but you can embrace it if you're doing the right things
to make sure that you stay healthy.
Once you turn 40, 45, your hair care regimen needs to change because your hair starts to thin. You're moisturizing, you need to moisturize more than you used to. You start to get bags under your eyes. Make sure you're hydrating underneath your eyes, your skin under your neck. A lot of women, I've heard women complain all the time, oh, like I have loose skin under my neck. Those are things that you have to start looking at and start taking preventive action towards aging. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I think men do too, but men don't pay a lot of attention to themselves as they're aging, right? I think that they're now becoming a little bit more hip to it, to getting Botox and facials and getting their nails done, stuff like that. What do you think about that and men doing that?
Yeah, and even it probably just became more acceptable too. Even if it was something that was happening in the past, we just didn't know about it. It's become more acceptable, so people show it a little more.
I believe that too. A lot of times I think that there's things, ladies, there's definitely a lot of things that you can do, even men, that can help you as you age. You know what I'm saying? Drink a lot of water. Make sure that you're socializing with people. You know, go out and do things, attend events, things that really challenge you. Like, do things that challenge you. Participate in tennis or some type of physical activity that you may not normally do. Pilates and yoga for balance and strengthening. Like, there's so many things that you can do as you start to approach, you know, your 40s and 50s. I really say start early, because as you begin early, it will end well.
Stay with you.
Yeah, you know, you're preventing things from happening. I'm gonna tell you, I work out and I just got a knee injury. And I'm gonna say it's probably been like 2 months, and I can't. It hurts.
Yeah, it's still sore.
It's still sore. It still hurts. And I'm like, did I injure myself? You know, I'm still working out though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, even though it hurts.
Yeah, you just gotta avoid as much.
Man, the other day, y'all, I went to kick Nori. Y'all know Nori's my dog. I went to kick him with the bad leg, and he weighed 30 pounds. I was like, I re-injured it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, things begin to happen to your body as you age. In order to keep those things from happening, you gotta exercise. You gotta eat well. You gotta stay away from processed carbohydrates and sugars and all that stuff is not good for you. And then this is when medical things start to happen. Cancer comes, and you know, I had a friend at 50 that died from she had sickle cell. She diagnosed at like 48, 49, 50. A good friend of mine, like, man, where does this stuff come from? You know, sugar, stuff like that. Cancer, even, you know, things that close family members that are now going through illnesses that they didn't have. It just, an onset that just happened so quickly. So please, please, please take care of yourselves. Let's embrace aging. It's nothing wrong with getting older as long as you can. Hey, some of those men that posted pictures in my thing with their shirts off, I had to eat my words.
Yeah,
because they was like
that, right?
59 and 60, and I'm talking about ripped, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know they exist.
Yeah.
Because those are not the ones I see when I'm out. They must be home with their wives. Because I'm not seeing these gentlemen. But when I tell you I had to eat my words, I had to eat my words. Like, seriously, it was a lot of great looking dudes out here that have really embraced being over 50 and really taking care of their bodies.
Hey.
And eating well. So continue that until the next time, guys, at Titi's House Podcast.